Yeah, so welcome back to the Black Star Name channel. We're making today X1. What are we making today?
Well, today is not Ghanaian food today, unfortunately. I'd love to do that, but before my mum comes home, I want to make her something by surprise. So I've decided to make her haddock with tomato basil sauce. So we'll look at the ingredients first here. Okay, so we got haddock fillets. This is about 300 grams. Ideally, you really would want 500 grams or a bit larger. But you just, you do the measurements according to how much fish you got. Or it's up to you. Got chopped tomatoes here, some sea salt, basil, some paprika hot, or you can just use normal paprika. I've got some oyster mushrooms here, 2 clove garlic, caster sugar or granulated sugar, and I've got some chopped onions here, which is half of an onion, but you can use a full onion, it's up to you. It just adds more flavor. Okay. We're gonna come back when I'm sauteing the onions and mushroom. That's what we're gonna start with. Okay, well, peace. We'll be back. Okay, I've got that. I forgot to say that we start with the olive oil. Put the olive oil in the pan, we heat it up. As it gets hot, I've mixed the onions, chopped up the oyster mushrooms, and I'm going to add it to saute for a while. We do this for about 4 minutes. Or about 2 minutes. Okay. We're going to do this for about 4 minutes. Then we cover this for 6 minutes. Then we're going to come back. Okay? Peace. Okay, this has been frying for about 4 minutes. As I said before, after 4 minutes you're going to cover it. Okay, the reason why you're going to cover it is because you want to make the mushroom tender. Okay, so we'll do it like this for about 6 minutes. Then afterwards we'll add these fellow ingredients. Now, after 6 minutes of covering, we'll see how it is. Yeah. Starting to look crisp and tender. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the chopped tomatoes. Okay, just 1 can is needed. Because it's got a lot of water, you don't really want to mix it so much. You just want to let the water evaporate. Some people boil the chopped tomatoes to get rid of the excess water. So when it goes into the sauce, you can just start mixing it. But if I mix it now, the water will mix with the oil, and it won't be it won't look like oil-based sauce. It will look like a watery sauce. So I'm spread it out a little bit. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. Okay. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of paprika. This is a bit awkward. There you go. It's easy. Not a lot of paprika. Let me see if there's more paprika. Not a big deal. Got enough. Scrape around the bottom to get some more out. Okay. Add a half a teaspoon of sugar. Okay. Now when this happens to save it from burning in the bottom, you're going to stir like this. Okay, diagonal. Don't do this. Just straight like that. So you can see the oils on the side. Okay. I've minced up the garlic, so I'm going to add this. It's got excess water again, so I don't really want to stir it too much. So I'm going to put it around. Do like to do, scrape it out. Smell the garlic, can't you? Nice, isn't it? You don't like garlic, do you?
No.
I love the garlic. Only bad thing about garlic is it stays on your fingers. It's annoying. And we're gonna let this fry for about 8 to 10 minutes. Let me make sure I've got everything. Make sure I've got everything. Okay. Every 1 minute or so, just gently stir this straight. So you can see the oils running in the middle. You don't want it to be water based, you don't want to mix it and go crazy. Also, one thing that I forgot. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon of dill because it's good for the fish. Okay. Okay, and very soon we're going to add the haddock in, and when we do, we're going to put quite a lot of basil. Okay. So cameraman, X2, what do you think of the smell so far?
It smells good, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, mum enjoys it, you know.
No, I'm looking forward to the chicken, innit?
Alright, yeah, we'll do some chicken later. Some potatoes. The Irish way.
Spuds.
Some spuds. Okay, now before I put the haddock in, I'm going to scatter some basil. And then when I put the haddock in for garnish, towards the end, I'm going to put basil again. Okay, I might add a tiny bit more dill. Just a tiny bit. This is very good for the fish. Okay, just stir it one more time. Okay, let's put a teaspoon of basil. Forgot where I put my other teaspoon, but doesn't matter. Okay. Now you might want to go a bit above a teaspoon, maybe 1.5, because you want to put quite a bit of garlic. Basil. Smell the basil. As soon as it comes in, the basil has a very strong sort of smell, especially when it's with a tomato. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nestle the haddock fillets in with the sauce. So this. Don't don't want it too high, so I'll put on medium high. I've divided them into 4. You could divide them into 8, and really I recommend you get more fish really, and cut them into smaller pieces. But because this is just for my mum, she can enjoy the fish how she wants it. Okay.
X1. Let's read this. Let's read this quickly. They are professional, but yeah.
Yes is a deal. Just meet me at the bus stop for my shopping bags. Okay.
You might have to say to her, you know, we're under. Well, we can't do it, innit?
Well, this is almost done. So, what's gonna happen is you're gonna flip this over every like 4 or so minutes, or 2 minutes, so it's cooked on both sides. Or if you really want to, you can just mix it like this. And we're gonna leave that for about I'd say 8 to 10 minutes, so the flavour of the haddock gets into it. And we'll come back when this is finally done. Okay, before it will be done, like before the 8 or 10 minutes that you use to cook this, you're gonna add more basil to it, because remember it's a tomato basil sauce. Okay, so we'll come back when this is done. Okay.
So how many minutes again?
From 8 to 10 minutes. You leave it like this for 8 to 10 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes, yeah.
And before you finish, you garnish more basil onto it. Okay, so have a closer look before. Okay, it's been about 8-10 minutes. Okay, and the haddock is basically done. It's been cooked. It doesn't take long to cook fish. Okay, put this a bit higher. Before we finish, I'm just gonna garnish some basil, and basically it's all done. You serve it with what you want to serve it with. Beans, it might be rice, it's up to you.
Well, did you say a teaspoon? Teaspoon?
Yeah, or right over. Yeah, that would do.
Alright.
Because you don't want to put too much. It's up to you. So. Doesn't matter if the fish breaks up. It's not a big deal. And it's basically done. I'm gonna switch this off. What you have is haddock fillets with tomato basil sauce. Also, let it rest and then drain the oil out before serving. Okay, so bon appetit. Oh, hopefully my mum enjoys this. Peace.